Did you know that Apple, Google and Meta, all three are currently hiring for skilled talent from all over the world? How to access these opportunities? Let's find out in this video. Hello, this is Jain Gumindish from Travco Education, and today we are going to discuss the pathway into top tier jobs in Ireland through higher education for our Goan students. So as you are aware, most people talk of Ireland only as the country next to UK or sometimes look down on because of various reasons. But let me tell you, Ireland is one of the most progressive and a country with the most potential, even to a point better than the UK in some standards. And there are points that we are going to discuss throughout this video that's going to give you a better understanding on life in Ireland, what it takes to get your higher education from there, and also upon completion how can you land a top paying job in one of the tech firms or in any company willing to sponsor you on your journey to Ireland. How do you get high paying jobs in Ireland? Now a lot of our Goan students that go through nationality is usually working in the hospitality industry or in the service industry, not in the job category that gets sponsored. Well, if you're looking to get jobs in industries such as computer science, business analytics, data science, marketing and finance, well then Ireland is the best place for you to get your higher education. Well, based on students that we've sent, the best time to go to a country such as Ireland is specifically for your master's or your postgraduate degree, which means that upon completion of your 12th, you then do your bachelor's affordably in any college locally here in Goa or in Bangalore, Pune and the rest of India for you to get placed in companies such as Google, Apple, Meta and so on. Getting your higher education in Ireland is key as universities have direct tie-up with these top companies as their headquarters are located there. So these companies are mostly hiring year-round for skilled labor and candidates they are willing to sponsor that are looking for a job in Ireland. A lot of times students ask, where should I go? And the easiest answer is Dublin. But is that always the case? No. We have to look at place based on the college that we select. And the college is selected on the course that you're looking to study. We don't look at the place first. We will look at the college that has the course that you're looking to get your higher education in. And then based on the location of the college, will we then see where you are located. So it is not location specific, but more so course and college specific where you will be staying in Ireland. There are two kinds of students that Irish colleges consider. One is as an international student and next there's home student. Now what is the difference between international student fees and home student fees? Well, it is double. So if you are paying home student fees of 10,000 euros, the international student fee will be around about 20,000 euros for the same course and same class. Similarly, if you're considered as an international student on Indian passport and your course cost is 15 lakh, then as a home student with a Portuguese passport, that same course will cost you around about 7 to 8 lakhs. If you are born in Europe or if you have any European nationality, in our case the Portuguese passport, then you are eligible to apply for home student fees. So in case you are looking to take benefit of the Portuguese passport, that is another service that we here at Travco provide and make sure to help you end to end. So moving back to education, the requirement for a master's degree in Ireland is a 3-year bachelor's degree. Upon completion of this, work experience really helps better your portfolio. Do try getting an internship or a small paid gig that can help you build your portfolio to apply to the top colleges in Ireland. Ireland has over 35 different universities where you can study at. The top 2 colleges where our own students are studying at as well. Number 1 is Trinity College Dublin or TCD, and number 2 is the UCD, that's the University College Dublin. Both of these are the top colleges which come under 150 QS World ranking that you can study at and most probably have the highest chance of getting a guaranteed job upon graduating from. Now, what's the approximate cost of studying in Ireland? Well, the approximate cost is anywhere from 10 lakhs going up to 20 lakhs for your 1-year master's degree. The master's degree usually lasts anywhere from 12 to 18 months. So if a 1-year fees is 10 lakhs, then for 1.5-year degree, your cost will be 1 year plus an additional half year of fees, totaling to 15 lakhs for your entire education in Ireland. So depending on the duration of your course, your yearly fee will be multiplied to meet the threshold. Now living cost for both home student as well as international students remain the same because you would either be staying in a student accommodation or secondly you would be staying in a private apartment. University accommodation, however, is slightly more expensive than your normal private apartment. Usually in apartment you're sharing it with other strangers, but in accommodation it is filled with students. So our recommendation is to stay for 1 year in your university accommodation, and then once you're more familiar with the place, the people, how to go about things, then you can always move into your private accommodation in the next few years during your PSW. Now what is PSW? PSW is post-study work visa, which means that upon completion of your 12 or 18-month master's program, the Irish government gives you 1.5 to 2 additional years to stay back until you can find a company that is willing to sponsor you a job. Now, why this is given? As Ireland wants you to have time to look for a job and find the best opportunities possible, and doesn't just want to send you back upon completion of your degree. And that is one of the main reasons Ireland is a top option when you're looking at higher education or even jobs in different countries around the world. Another question, when is the right time to apply? There are 2 intakes in Ireland. The first one is the September intake, where all freshers come together, have your freshers party. You need to start your process at least 6 months in advance to have a good chance at getting into some of the top universities in that country. Now, the second intake is the January intake. For all those students who missed the September intake or whose visa got delayed or had a delay in application, you all have the January intake that will be open for you. For the January intake itself, make sure to start your application at least 6 months in advance, by July at least. So we have enough time to process your application, make a good SOP, answer your IELTS well, make a good CV, maybe even gain some experience during the 6 months. So what does higher education have to do anything with these high paying jobs in Google, Meta and so on? Well, let me tell you, Google, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, all these companies don't pick just like that. Pick directly from top universities such as the ones I have just mentioned. TCD and UCD have students graduating every year that are currently working in these big 5 companies of the world. So if you are looking to get high paying job through education, then studying your masters in Ireland so that the high paying companies within the country can pick you up directly from college and get you on their roster. And not just that, upon completion of your course, you have 2 long years to find a job or to find somebody to sponsor you. Meaning a total of 3 years you have in order to find a sponsored job. If you are sponsored for an additional 3 years after that, meaning you have done 1 year of your masters, 2 years of your post-graduation plus 3 years of sponsored work, meaning a total of 5 years of working after your post-graduation degree, you are now also eligible for permanent residency in Ireland, or in simple terms, for an Irish passport, which not a lot of people have. But through education and getting a high paying job, you have the opportunity to get an Irish passport within the next 5 years. A lot of people say jobs in Ireland and UK is very difficult. But let me give you a small example. There was a girl that visited me 2 months back. She's one of my students and said to me that, "Sir, I've applied so many jobs, but none of them got back to me. This market is so competitive." And I said, "Yes, it is competitive, but you have to keep applying." So Nikita, can you tell me how many applications did you actually make to companies? And guess what she told me? I made 10 applications in total. Like, she said the number 10 like it was a big thing. But let me tell you, my students who have successfully got a job in these countries, I made a minimum 150 to 200 applications before hearing back from even 10. So it's not that there are no jobs, it's just that you're not applying enough or applying in the wrong place altogether. Now, we will not just help you with your education, but also in getting in touch with the right people who can give you the job that you're looking for. Now, what are the documents required to apply to Ireland? So if you're applying to a bachelor's degree, then all you would need is your 10th and 12th mark sheet, 12th leaving certificate, a valid passport, Aadhaar card, and sufficient funds in the bank. Once you have all these documents together, we will then help you with college selection, application, and then meeting the visa requirements once you get accepted. Now, if you're applying to a postgraduate or a master's program, then you need all the documents required for bachelor's. In addition to that, you require your bachelor's mark sheet, your bachelor's transcript with all semester mark sheets on one document, your degree or diploma certificate. In addition to that, we require your IELTS results, we require an updated CV, any work experience that you've had, as well as an SOP, which is a statement of purpose or a motivation letter, wherein which you have to write why you would like to study in Ireland. And last but not least, you would require 2 LORs, that is letter of recommendation or character certificates from either a principal, an HOD, or a manager at the workplace that you work. So these are the documents in terms of what you would require to study in Ireland. Now, what you would require to apply to some of the top colleges in Ireland. Now, Ireland also accepts not just IELTS but Duolingo as well. And in some colleges, a letter known as an MOI is also starting to get accepted, which is a medium of instruction letter. What is that? It is basically a letter from your university or college stating that your entire undergraduate degree was done in the English language, which in some cases can get you a complete English test waiver, meaning you don't have to answer any English test to go and study abroad. Living expense, however, remains the same regardless of what nationality you hold. For your accommodation, including travel, bills, everything, comes to around about 12 to 15,000 euros or 12 lakhs to 15 lakh per year. Now, if you think of living in an an apartment, you can save much higher amount of funds, wherein which you would be paying anywhere from 8,000 euros to 12,000 euros depending on the type of room and location that you choose. Within 800 euros to live in Ireland is very affordable, considering it's not just your parents sending money from home, but master students are also allowed to work part-time in order to make some additional funds throughout the week. Students are allowed to work for 20 hours per week with an average salary range of 12 to 16 euros per hour. Let's take the lowest, 12 euros per hour itself. Now 12 into 20 becomes 240 euros earned every week in a month. Close to 1,000 euros can be earned from the student itself based on their additional efforts in finding part-time work and making ends meet by making some additional money on the weekend. So a lot of times students ask me, now that I've studied in Ireland, what do I do? My advice would be, before you complete your education itself, start making 2 to 3 applications to jobs every day. Understand and change your documents according to what your employer is looking for. So make sure to customize or personalize every application that you make based on the company you're applying to. Number 2. Number 3, don't give up because of a rejection. Make sure to keep going, and you don't know when you will hit jackpot and find a company that will change your life, growth and trajectory forever. So call the below number or get in touch with us to find your pathway to a high-paying job in Ireland. All the best, and I'll see you abroad.